Hello everyone and welcome to my cruise channel. Today we're going to talk about repositioning cruises and if they're worth it. So many people ask me what a repositioning cruise is and if it's worth booking. I'd say they're totally worth it. Repositioning cruises are unique cruises that have different offerings than other cruise itineraries. Basically, there's two different types of itineraries, closed loop and repositioning cruises. Closed-loop cruises basically start and end in the same port and travel to the same islands every single week. For example, on my recent cruise aboard the Liberty of the Seas, we did a closed-loop cruise. Our itinerary started and ended in New Jersey. However, we visited Bermuda, St. Martin, San Juan, Puerto Plata, and then returned back to New Jersey. The ship then either does a modified, shorter version of the itinerary they just completed, or replicate the itinerary the next week. A repositioning cruise has an itinerary where you start in one port and end the cruise in another. For example, when we went on the Celebrity Summit repositioning cruise from Boston last year and visited Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao before we went to Miami. The ship then does closed-looped cruises from that port for the remainder of the season. Repositioning cruises are usually offered twice a year during the shoulder seasons. Usually those are between winter and spring or fall and winter. The length of the cruise is also usually longer than the typical 3, 5, or 7-day cruises. For example, my cruise to the ABC Islands was 10 nights. This is usually due to the fact that they have to often cross oceans or even hemispheres. Sometimes this means that you'll be spending more time on board, which means you'll have more opportunities to explore the beautiful ship. One of my favorite aspects of taking a repositioning cruise is the fact that you get to visit ports that other types of cruises don't normally visit. For example, there's a lot of cruises that leave from New York or Boston and go either to Bermuda or the Bahamas. Since I took a repositioning cruise from Boston last year, I got to visit 2 islands that I never got to visit before, Bonaire and Curacao. There's also repositioning cruises that stop in Antigua and Tortola. Now, will you need a passport if you're planning a repositioning cruise? Yes. Since the cruise isn't returning to the same port at the end of the cruise, you'll need it to get back to the country. If you're planning a closed-loop cruise, you only need the original birth certificate and a government-issued photo ID to re-enter the country. Now, whether or not a repositioning cruise is worth it is ultimately up to you. I think they're totally worth it, even if it's just for the experience. Would you go on a repositioning cruise? And seasoned cruisers, what was your favorite repositioning cruise? And as always, bon voyage!